All right, ladies, gentlemen, good morning. My name is Corey Jones. Today I'm going to be giving a presentation on how to get fit with a time budget. Most of us, well, all of us in here are busy students. Some of us have full-time jobs as well, so it may not be so practical to find time to work out if that's something you're trying to achieve. Hopefully by the end of this presentation, I've taught you guys enough to help you kind of get on the right path in order to achieve some of your fitness goals if that's what you're looking to do. I'm gonna start this off with a question. If any of you think you have an answer, go ahead and throw your hand up. In the United States, what % of adults get at least 30 minutes of physical activity a day? Anybody? How many? 35%? 20%? Anybody else?
10%.
10%. Going once, going twice. The answer is actually less than 5%. Less than 5% of adults in the United States get 30 minutes, at least 30 minutes of physical activity a day. So what I'm gonna go over today is time prioritization, fitting workouts into your schedule on an already busy schedule. Quick workout methods. If you don't have a lot of time to work out, it doesn't always necessarily take an hour, 2 hours. I'm gonna show you guys how to work out in 20 or 30 minutes. And then practical fitness application. Not so much going to the gym and working out, but applying techniques to your everyday life that will allow you to get in a little bit better shape. So, are we really that busy? I would like you guys to go ahead and take a few seconds, read this quote on your own. One thing I want you to pay special attention to is the red portion of this, a perception problem. I firmly believe that this is a perception problem in most of our lives. I feel like we believe that we are too busy, when in reality is that either it's not a priority of ours or we just don't know how to manage our time efficiently. So the first one is time prioritization. Cutting red tape, scheduling workouts, train before you work, utilizing downtime efficiently, and work out periodically throughout your day. So the first one, cutting out red tape. This means that if you have a priority to get in better shape, if it's something that's important to you, cut out less priorities in your life. Cut out things that are no longer as important to you, such as playing video games, watching Game of Thrones, TV, randomly surfing the web, stuff like that. Stuff where you can actually be incorporating that time into investing into yourself. Scheduling your workouts. At the beginning of each week, most of us have schedules where, hey, we know what we're doing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all the way until next week. If you find an hour, 2 hours in that schedule that's not accounted for already, go ahead and throw a workout in there. There's a much greater chance that you're actually going to do these workouts if they are part of your schedule. That wasn't supposed to happen, but training before you work. So, on a day-to-day basis, we have things that we're required to do. For all of us right now, we're required to be here in class. If we don't come to class, we don't get participation credit. Those of us that work, when it's our time to work, we are required to be there. Working out is not a requirement unless that is your full-time job. So, if you train before you go to work, before you go to school, there's a much better chance that you're not just gonna put it off until tomorrow. Don't save the optional task until the end of the day because that's typically when we're most tired. Try to knock that out before all the required tasks are due. Utilizing your downtime efficiently. Hey, this is for lunch breaks, time between working classes, time between classes. If you have 30 minutes, if you have an hour, don't spend that time looking at your Instagram page. You could utilize that time going on a quick jog, perform a quick workout. And then working out periodically throughout the day. This one's my favorite because I actually had to do this for a while and it definitely works. When I was in the Marine Corps, I worked night shift between 10 p.m. is when I started. So I had a 30-minute commute before then, and then like 7:30, 8 a.m. is when we were done. That being said, about 10 to 12 of my hours at night were taking up. After that, I was completely exhausted. So what I would do is every hour on the hour, I would do some sort of bodyweight workout, pull-ups, squats, push-ups, whatever. That takes about 20 seconds at a time. Over a 10-hour period, you're working out for about 15, 20 minutes. Short, effective training. If you don't have an hour or 2 hours to commit to your training each day, try some of these short, effective training techniques. High-intensity interval training. Some of you may know what this is, but it's essentially working out at a high intensity for short periods of time, getting a short period of rest, and then doing it again. You do 4 or 5 rounds of these, and you're essentially burning the same amount of calories as you would in a 1-hour run. Supersetting. You go to the gym, you want to work out different muscle groups, you don't have an hour to devote to each one. Try focusing on one portion of your body, your back, and then immediately going into a second portion of your body, your chest, without resting. That way, when your back muscles are resting, your chest muscle can be working, and vice versa. And then full body workouts. Say you only have 2 or 3 days a week to devote to your training. Go in there and work out every single one of your muscle groups in the day, hit your cardio, all that stuff. 2 to 3 times a week, you will see fantastic results. And then the last thing we're going to be going over is practical applications. The first one I have is a food prep service. This is going to save you both time on a day-to-day basis as well as throughout the entire week. It takes about 10 minutes to drive to get food, 10 minutes to get your food, 10 minutes to eat, all that stuff. If you want to use one of these services, they prepare your food for you. It's ready in microwave in seconds. The whole process takes about 10 minutes. Therefore, you can actually utilize that time saved on a day-to-day basis as well as throughout the week to conduct some sort of exercise. Doing things the hard way, hey, instead of waiting for 10 minutes in a Walmart parking lot to get that first spot, park far away. First of all, you're probably going to get in there faster than if you got that closer parking spot. Secondly, you're going to be burning calories. Not a whole lot, but it's going to eventually accumulate to a decent amount. And then stand and stay standing. It's so often, it's so common for us to just sit when we feel like sitting. If you're at a bus stop, if you're waiting for somebody, try just standing. Try just being more active throughout your daily life. In summary, hey, prioritize if it's a priority to you, try to manage your time a little bit more efficiently to get it done. Perform some of these shorter workout techniques I showed you, and then try to burn calories throughout the day doing everyday practical activities. In conclusion, stay motivated, stay consistent. If this is something you want, you can certainly achieve it.